Somebody told me talking about misophonia is actually insulting to people with real conditions. I was pissed. Chewing sounds bug you? A boo-hoo. Just ignore them. Dude, I get it. It sounds ridiculous. But here's what you gotta understand. It's not annoyance. It's panic. It's terror. It's rage. And knowing intellectually that you're safe doesn't help. Hi, my name is Ezgi, and I have misophonia for almost 30 years. Yeah. In this video, we're going to talk about what misophonia actually is, where it fits in mental health, 4 reasons people don't take it seriously, the Misophonia Paradox, and my own personal anecdote. Let's go. Misophonia is not about disliking sounds. When someone with misophonia hears a trigger, such as chewing, slurping, gum popping, sniffing, snorting, pen clicking, keyboard clacking, lip smacking, foot tapping, nail clipping, loud breathing, coughing, bag rustling, silverware scraping, ball bouncing, swallowing, crunching, knuckle cracking, humming, throat clearing, whistling, kid screaming, foot stomping, leg bouncing, and more. The brain's emotional processing centers go into overdrive. The anterior insular cortex, which links sensory input to emotions, becomes hyperactive. What the heck is anterior insular cortex? Let me explain. Think of it as the brain's emotion sound switchboard. Decides what emotional reaction you're gonna have to what you hear. In misophonia, the switchboard is wired wrong. It hears gum popping and goes, danger, danger, and it makes the amygdala go into full panic mode. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, and your body reacts before you can even think. That's why telling someone to ignore it is like telling them to ignore a fire alarm going off inside their head while their body's on fire. Do you know how many mental health conditions were taken seriously like 100 years ago? None. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, people didn't even have the language for them. If you were behaving outside the social norm, you weren't sent to therapy, you were sent to the insane asylum. Or worse, burn the witch at the stake. As with people with misophonia, we're still in the early stage of recognition, where most people haven't heard of it, and those who have often misunderstand it. We're unlucky in that it's such a recently identified condition, we're still fighting stigma that feels medieval at times. It was only first formally described as misophonia in the early 2000s, meaning the hatred of sound, from the Greek words miso, hatred, and phonia, sound, a name which doesn't even really fit anymore. In 2013, the studies finally showed that it wasn't all in your head, it was actually in your brain. Then in 2017, the researchers mapped the link between anterior insula and amygdala, brain's emotion and threat centers, proving the fight or flight reaction happens in milliseconds. And it's only after 2020 that misophonia is becoming a part of the mainstream psychology discussions. And it's still a long way from being as understood as disorders like autism, ADHD, or PTSD. Here's the good news. We are lucky to live now because misophonia is finally on the medical radar. Brain scans like fMRI and EEG actually show that we're not being just too sensitive, that our brains light up differently when we're exposed to triggers. We're still at the baby step stage of research, but if history showed us anything, that its awareness changes everything. Every mental health condition you hear today once had to fight its way out of the stigma. So the more we talk about misophonia, the faster we get away from, that's not a real thing, to, ooh, I get it now. I get it. Here are 4 reasons why people don't take misophonia seriously. 1. Lack of awareness. Most people have never heard of it, or they think it's just being too sensitive. 2. Invisible symptoms. No cast, no rash, just an angry face. So it's easy to dismiss or judge it. 3. Defensive triggers. If they are the one making the sound, they take it as criticism, they shut down and don't listen. 4. Comparison to other conditions. They measure it against other conditions and disorders they know. They decide it's not as bad or it doesn't count. Here's the misophonia paradox. It feels so personal, like somebody's invading your space or violating your rights, when actually it's not personal at all. That person is just eating or breathing or simply existing. I know that. They have no idea that they might be crushing someone's soul at that moment. And I know they're not doing it to me.
I know that.
But my nervous system doesn't care. That's because the trigger responses bypass the rational thought, straight from the auditory cortex to the limbic system. Thank you, reptile brain. Sometimes I run out of options and I have to tell people that I have autism, because then the shift is instant. They understand what sounds can do to people with autism, so they get it and they respect it. Well, mostly. Misophonia needs the same recognition, so we don't have to borrow another diagnosis just to be understood. This project isn't just about awareness, it's also a homework for me. I lived most of my life in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. So I want to ask questions first, find common ground, help people be ready to receive what I have to say. We can't expect people to change their lifelong behaviors when they don't even know they're hurting someone else. That's why awareness is step 1. Empathy is 2, and respect is the goal. If you have misophonia, you're not alone. If you don't, please believe people when they tell you their experiences. Let's make misophonia as understood and respected as any other condition. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with someone that needs to hear it. And if you're in New York, we have a social club. Please join us at misophonianyc.com/join. It's brand new and it's a community that I'm trying to put together for people with misophonia to connect, share their experiences, and most importantly, have peaceful meals together. What about you? How do people respond when you try to explain your misophonia? I just pushed the table. Do you have any tips or stories or tricks that help you cope or communicate it better? Share it in the comments. And also, please let me know if there's a specific topic about misophonia that you would like me to cover in a future video. I will love that. Wishing you all, my fellow Misos, a quiet and peaceful rest of your day. Until next time.